Hey guys, today I'm going to do a study on Genesis chapter 37. So let's get into it. Jacob lived in the land where his father had stayed, the land of Canaan. So Jacob's living in the land where his father had stayed, the land of Canaan, because that's the promised land that because God told Abraham to go to the land of Canaan, so this is the promised land. So it's good that Jacob is still being in the land. These are the family records of Jacob. At 17 years of age, Joseph tended sheep with his brother. The young man was working with the sons of Bilhah and Zilpah, his father's wives, and he brought a bad report about them to their father. Now Israel loved Joseph more than his other sons because Joseph was a son born to him in his old age. He made a long-sleeved robe for him. When his brothers saw that their father loved him more than all his brothers, they hated him and could not bring themselves to speak peaceably to him. Then Joseph had a dream, and when he told it to his brother, they hated him even more. He said to them, "Listen to this dream I had. There we were, binding sheaves of grain in the field. Suddenly my sheaf stood up, and your sheaves gathered around it, and going up and bowed down to my sheaf. Are you really going to reign over us?" His brothers asked him. "Are you really going to rule us?" So they hated him even more because of his dream and what he had said. Israel loved Joseph more than his other sons because Joseph was born to him in his old age. And also probably because he was also the son of Rachel too. And he made him long-sleeve robe for him. So Israel had clear favoritism for Joseph, and he made a robe for him, which is not good for the rest of the Deans, because when his brothers saw that their father loved him more than all his brother, they hated him and could not bring themselves to speak peacefully to him. So his brothers got envious of him because their father loved him more than him. So Israel shouldn't have loved Joseph way more than all his other brothers, but he did. Now his brothers shouldn't be envious of Joseph, because it's not something that Joseph did. But then Joseph had a dream that he got. His dream is a prophecy about what's going to happen. When he told it to his brother, they hate him even more. He said to them, "Listen to this dream I had. There we were, binding sheaves of grain in the field. Suddenly my sheaf stood up, and your sheaf scattered around and bowed down to my sheaf." So like they said, "Are you really going to reign over us?" His brothers asked him, "Are you going to rule us?" So they hate him even more because of his dream and what he said. Because his sheep stand up and all their sheep bow down, so it was implied that the interpretation was that they were going to bow down to him and he was going to rule over them, which is going to happen. But they're angry at him, asking rhetorical angry questions. "Are you really going to reign over us?" His brothers asked him, "Are you really going to rule us?" And they hated him more because of his dream and what he had said. Then he had another dream and told his brothers. "Look," he said, "I had another dream, and this time the sun and moon and 11 stars were bowing down to me." He told his father and brothers, and his father rebuked him. "What kind of dreams is that you have had?" he said. "Am I and your mother and your brothers really going to come bow down to the ground before him?" His brothers were jealous of him, but his father kept the matters in mind. Used 11 stars and the sun and moon. So the sun and moon implied the father, and then the moon implied the mother, and the 11 stars applied to the 11 brothers. So he was so his father kind of got mad at him, and he was like, "What? What kind of dream is this that you have?" He said, "Am I and your mother and your brothers really going to come and bow down to the ground before you?" So he's kind of in disbelief and saying why are you saying this? His brothers were jealous of him, but his father kept the matters in mind. So Israel was keeping the matters in mind. He was it could be possible that these are from God, and that these might be true. His brothers had gone to the pasture of floods of Shechem. Israel said to Joseph, "Your brothers, are pasturing the flood of Shechem. Get ready, I'm sending you to them. "I am ready," Joseph replied. Then Israel said to him, "Go and see how your brothers and the floods are doing, and bring word back to me." So he sent him from Hebron's valley and went to Shechem. A man found him there wandering in the field and asked him, "What are you looking for?" "I'm looking for my brothers," Joseph said. "Can you tell me where they are pasturing their flocks?" "They have moved on from here," the man said. "I heard them say, 'Let's go to Dothan.'" So Joseph sent out after his brothers and found them at Dothan. They saw him in the distance, and before he had reached them, they plotted to kill him. They said to one another, "Oh, look, here comes the dream expert. So now, come on, let's kill him and throw him to one of the pits. We can see that vicious animal ate him, then we will see what becomes of his dreams." So they saw him in the distance, and before he reached them, they plotted to kill him. They said to one another, "Oh look, here comes that dream expert. So now, come on, let's kill him and throw him to one of the pits. We can see that vicious animal ate him, then we'll see what becomes of his dreams." So they saw Joseph and they planned to kill him. And one of the reasons why they planned to kill him because, oh look, here comes that dream expert. So his dream had recently made them really angry enough to kill him. And they say, "Oh, then we'll see what becomes of his dreams." But little did they know that this is going to make this routine that they're doing, this plot they're gonna do, is gonna make Joseph fulfill the dreams. When Reuben heard this, he tried to save him from them. He said, "Let's not take his life." Reuben also said to them, "Do not shed blood. Throw him to the pit in the wilderness, but do not lay a hand on him, intending to rescue him from them and return him to his father." So Reuben didn't want to kill Joseph. He just didn't didn't want to kill Joseph, and he's like, "Don't shed the blood. Throw him to the pit in the wilderness, but do not lay a hand on him." So he's like, "Oh, don't kill him," but he was trying to rescue him, so it made it seem like he was just gonna leave him in a pit in the wilderness, but after that, what he was intending to do was rescue him and then return him to his father. When Joseph came to his brother, they stripped off Joseph's robe, the long sleeve robe that he had on, and then they took him and threw him into the pit. The pit was empty, without water. They sat down to eat a meal, and when they looked up, there was a caravan of Ishmaelites coming from Gilead. Their camels were carrying Amorite gum, balsam, and resin, going down to Egypt. Judah said to his brother, "What do we gain if we kill our brother and cover up his blood? Come on, let's sell him to the Ishmaelites and not lay a hand on him. For he is our brother, our own flesh," and his brothers agree. So Judah came up with this plan and said, "What do we have to gain if we kill our brother and cover his blood? Come on, let's sell him to Ishmael and not lay a hand on him. For he is our brother, our own flesh," and his brothers agree. So Judah was "There's no point in killing him because he is our own flesh. But let's make some money off this and sell him to the Ishmaelites." When the Midianite traders passed by, his brother pulled Joseph out of the pit and sold him for 20 pieces of silver to Ishmaelites who took Joseph to Egypt. When Reuben returned to the pit and saw that Joseph was not there, he tore his clothes. He went back to his brothers and said that the boy is gone. What am I going to do? So Reuben wasn't there when they sold him to the Ishmaelites. Maybe they told Reuben after that they sold him to the Ishmaelites, but Reuben returned to the pit and was "Oh no, he's not there, What am I gonna do, So he went back to his brother and said, "The boy is gone. What am I going to do?" So they took Joseph's law, slaughtered the male goat, and dipped his robe in its blood. They sent the long sleeve robe to the father and said, "We found this. Examine it. Is it your son's robe or not?" His father recognized it. "It's my son's robe," he said. "And this animal has devoured him." Joseph had been torn to pieces. So they took Joseph's robe, slaughtered the male goat, and dipped it in the robe's blood. So they did this to make it seem like Joseph was killed by an animal, because he said a vicious animal was about him. Joseph had been torn to pieces. Then Jacob tore his clothes, put a sackcloth around his waist, and mourned for his son many days. All his sons and daughters tried to comfort him, but he refused to be comforted. "No," he said, "I will go down to Sheol to my son, mourning." And his father wept for him. Meanwhile, the Midianites saw Joseph in Egypt at Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh in the cabinet of guards. So all his sons and daughters try to comfort him, but he refused to be comforted. No, he said, I'm going down to the Sheol to my son, mourning, and his father wept for him. Right? So Sheol means the place of the dead, so he's like, I'm going to mourn until I die, because I'm so sad that my son died. But meanwhile, the Mennonites saw Joseph in Egypt of Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh and the captain of guards. And he was sold to Potiphar. And this is going to be the fourth step in Joseph to fulfill the dream that he said that he would have. But yeah, this is Genesis chapter 37, which is about like Joseph having a dream, and then Joseph getting betrayed and being sold into slavery. And yeah. So, if any experienced Christian sees this and I said something wrong, please correct me. And if you like this video, like it. And if you think I'm doing something good, subscribe. And I will see you the next day if the Lord wills. Bye.